Okay, everybody, let's try this one more time. Salutations, everybody. What's a crack-a-lackin'? It's a pleasure to have everyone in today for another go at me attempting to end up going at a bit of FM26. We're into the season 2 of Manchester United save. We'll see how things end up going. We'll probably end up pivoting at some point in time over to the from rags to riches save, but for now we're going to continue to experiment a bit with the game. Just enjoy yourselves and see how things are going as you get to experience my fun and joys of the United that I typically end up doing off stream. But just to enjoy the crack of it for the moment. There's no point blue balling E like I typically end up doing, considering I've already done it, so let's just head straight over to the crack, getting in to the fun. Yippee-ki-yay, we're here. So with all that being said, what's a crack-a-lackin', everyone? It's a pleasure to have you back in. We now are at that stage of the FM save, the slow, methodical stage of me sitting down during the pre-season point of view, getting all of our sales done into place, getting ourselves set up for pre-season matchups, and enjoying the crack as we go through the micromanage me aspects of the game. But this is the type of stuff that I absolutely adore. With that being said, my friends, how is life treating you? If you are still here, Pixel, it's a pleasure to have you in. But with all that being said, we'll see how things go. We have a couple of people back within the team now. We have a couple of decisions we need to end up making as well. One in particular that I haven't yet decided is whether or not we bring our wonderful boy from FM24 over to FM26. We didn't actually have him in our save at any particular point in time. We didn't actually have Federico Trincao on any of our teams, but when we ended up winning the Champions League with Portugal, he was an integral part of our success. Being available for 60 million quid, he's actually not a bad option for this right-hand side there. Yeah, we play with wingers, but if we actually put him into the attacking role as well, he actually isn't bad there. Now, one of the things that's also being considered is that Barcelona might be coming in for Matthias Cunha. If that actually ends up happening, I might actually end up going for Federico as a potential option. So we'll see what ends up happening there. Ooh. 18 years of age. Let's give a discussion on a potential 18-year-old to bring in. I am a bit of a hogger when it comes down to Football Manager of youth. I do have a nasty habit of purchasing an incredible amount of youths and then just keeping them around just in case something will end up happening in the future. Now, the one good thing about it too is typically you're always able to sell them for profit, so there is that. But yeah, we'll end up seeing, no, with a determination of 6, I don't care how good you are. So, João Neves would be unbelievable, but you're not getting him for a competent price yet. And we also need to wait for a wee bit longer to see whether or not he's actually worth it. 26-year-old, interesting. So there's nobody really within this list here that is new that we need to end up looking at, so we're fine there. We done fairly good in the end of the last season. Finishing 4th wasn't a bad old result for us now. So, optional fee. I refuse to give anyone an optional fee option, so no. He's on... Because we have the option to extend his contract, we don't really need to sell him off that much. And this is bonkersly low for Lissandro. You'd be expecting Lissandro to be worth an awful lot more. But at the end of the day, it actually isn't a bad idea for us to consider getting rid of Lissandro, but not at that. Definitely not at that. If they were willing to do that, maybe. Even though that is way over the odds, they're going to say no. Different spell with them might not be better. You see, that line there annoys me. Now, one of the things that I like about this is it'll tell you this if there's only one offer in. If you get, like, inundated in offers, it doesn't tell you that line, which is somewhat unfortunate. At 20 years of age, he could develop, but 20 is a bit of a cut-off point. You'd be sending him off on loan one more time, seeing if he's good, and then selling him next year if he isn't. So we'll try it anyways. Whether or not it's worth it, I'm not sure, but we'll do it. And we have an actual signing that we ended up bringing in, the young kid from Wolves, a centre-back that could end up coming true for us. It is one of the unfortunate situations where obviously we have Aiden Heaven and we have Lenny Yoro coming true as well as okay options for us, but our actual defensive backup is a bit lacking, so we need to ensure that we end up boostering it, which is one of the reasons for him. We need to improve the facilities anyway, so hopefully it'll let us. Okay, so that's us there. We didn't actually get the planning permission for expanding the stadium, which was hilarious. Put in the offer to expand the stadium. They turn around and say yes, and then planning permission causes it not to work. Really? Ooh, that's chic. Katie, my friend, what is a crack-a-lackin' with you? It is a pleasure to have you in. Is it all going good? Is it all going grand? Is it all going delicious with you? How is your Tuesday treating you? Are you getting up to anything exciting at the current moment in time? Are you excited for it to be an international break? Are you playing anything in your own world at the moment? Are you going into any FM or anything such as that? Squad player. Is Moscow good enough? I don't know if Moscow's good enough to loan him back. You will be a squad player, so... I mean, yeah, go on. I'm doing grand. It's one of those days where I'm happy to be able to go streaming, although it is hilarious that I start streaming and immediately it breaks. Camera wasn't showcased, so I need to go off and go back on. But in general, I'm not doing too bad. I went into the gym today, had a nice old session there to try and build up the stamina again. But it all seems to be going fairly well. And what about yourself, my friend? Is it all going good with you? Ashday, my friend, how are you doing today? Pleasure to have you in. What's a crack-a-lackin'? You've come into a good old time now to see how all ends up going with us. Nope. Give us a better deal. Optional fee. Why is it all optional fees? No, reject them. I'm not even arsed. I'm not even arsed changing them. I just found out my nephew can build computers. Happy out! That gives you an opportunity to end up getting a computer. So that's beautiful to end up hearing. Hopefully to be able to do a good old deal with you now to build one that you particularly want, my friend. I'm not doing too bad, Ashday. And yourself? How's life treating you? I'm just here enjoying the crack, trying, happy out to be back in at this, just going slowly through the elements that we end up enjoying here, you know? Aww. Missed an actual goodie there. We've put in a bid for him, and then Ricardo at 15, striker. Let's have a look at some of his stats. Ambitious, always looking to win. Need to learn the language. You might be worth it if we can get you an okay deal. He is building it for me, but not telling him yet. I mean, that's the mentality to have. You're going to do it and you're going to like doing it. God damn it. Okay. I've been told by the it's free for family. Maybe the building is free, but the computer won't be. Although it'd be hilarious if you ended up getting a free computer out of it. Do you know what type of machine you're going for? Like, are you going for a bit of a hog, a good old system that'll end up getting your job for a while to come? Are you going for something a bit more simple that'll end up working for just a wee bit of time and going down that way? What is it you plan on doing? Oh, happy out, Ashte! I'm so happy to hear that you're after getting a brand new job. Obviously, you don't have to tell me if you want to keep it to yourself. What did you end up getting, my friend? I hope it's a good bit of crack. I hope it's something that you've been looking to do. I mean, I'm always crackling along, Senor Benny. I'm crackling along so much that my ass cheeks have been imprinted in the chair. But what about yourself? How's life treating you? Is it all going good? Is it all going grand? Is it all going spicy? Are you in work at the moment? Are you doing anything fine and exciting, my friend? How's life treating you? 50K might be a bit much, but we'll put in the offer anyway. At the moment, we're just taking our Connie, enjoying our time here in the wonderful excesses of the pre-season that I end up taking so very long at. But, enjoying it there. Marge, put a pot of coffee on, drink it, and make in burgers. This is going to take a while. Interesting. What type of burgers are you going for? No bother, Katie. I look forward to your return. What type of burgers are you going for? Just generic, beef burger. Are you going for a bit more sloppy Joe element to it? What type are you going for? Piss off. We're getting into this conversation. Okay, yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I forgot about that scene. Oh, old school Simpsons is beautiful. That's a gorgeous scene. Oh, something to be said about old school Simpsons. It's genuinely a good bit of crack. I am that type of person, by the way. I am the unfortunate soul that has an ass big enough that could end up having that particular issue. Voluptuous tucks that can end up putting in a nice groove into a chair. But with all that being said, my friend, how is all going for you anyway? I'm guessing, and maybe that has given you the inclination to actually go and get burgers. It's given me the inclination to want to. I'm not doing too bad, Senior Benny. It could be worse, could be better. Happy to be able to stream, have conversations with wonderful people, enjoy just the crack. I was tempted to end up starting the Rags to Riches save today, but I ended up thinking, you know what, I'm going to put a bit of a kibosh on that and wait and see how well they end up upgrading the game. Because potentially I haven't decided yet. I might, depending on the next 2-3 weeks, end up doing the rags to riches again, but do it on FM24 with an updated database. Because it depends on how many fixes to put in place for 26. Like, I'm going to save here and show you this one. I know this doesn't matter. I know this is simple stuff, but just this alone is enough to kind of piss me off towards this game. So, obviously, I'm not going to do this, but just to give you an example, one of the players I always go for, Warren Emery, because I had him in Real Madrid and a whole lot. If you can get him for a good price, it's sound. But actually, no, I'll do it on one of my squad members. So let's say I wanted to go to Mason Mount here and I wanted to move Mason Mount somewhere else. So move to another club. And let's say I just went Newcastle. And by the way, this is going to crash it. Yeah. That to me is just neglect. No, I knew that was going to crash it, so I warned you that it was going to. But that just me is that I kind of, out of principle, don't really want to be streaming the game with that level of, like, properly, with that level of oversight. So, but I'm enjoying it as well. So, you know, cancelled tonight's stream, trying to cancel tomorrow's. I was reminiscing about Gimpo. Have they sold all of your players yet, Gimpo, Senior Benny? And I hope the cancellations of your streams aren't actually that bad. Yeah, the bar is moving, a lot of them. Have you nicked any of them? They sold about 9. Well, that's a big worry when it comes down to that. And then obviously the league itself will regurgitate back down to the crap that they were before, which is the unfortunate thing about it as well. Excuse me. Ooh! I might actually have to accept that. Anyways, did Ashday get back to me? It's an IT company, basically selling all kinds of products. I mean, it's not something I really wanted, but it's better than what I had, so no complaints from me. Hey, take the small wins and continue on from there. The way to end up looking about it is you can always improve yourself and end up getting to where you want to be. Hopefully, it'll end up coming down that way, and all will end up working out, Ashday. At the end of the day, you could be in a completely different industry, completely different line of work in 5 years' time. It's better to just have the money coming in and be happy with the way that it is than anything else. So, congratulations to even getting the job, my friend. I nicked 1, and Pix also forced a move for himself. But I made probably the best transfer I ever had done over there. Well, of course you did, Senior Benny. Sure, you had the best player ever to be created in all of Football Manager. You had Senior MLS. That's the best transfer of all time, my friend. In general, I'm not doing too bad, Senior Duck. 27 years of age. How much you get him for? Because he actually is phenomenal in terms of his stats. Although I don't like that in your particular skin for FM23, and maybe this is base-wise, that the numbers for people over 18 are the same color as people unders. Actually, that is phenomenally cheap. That is phenomenally cheap. So considering you're not going to be streaming tonight, what are you going to be doing instead, my friend? It's because I have it set to CPL averages. That makes sense. That makes sense. Hey, if it suits you, and that's what you want to end up having, then happy out to you, because that's all you end up wanting at the end of the day. So fair play to you. Yeah, but it's too much money. Holy crap, I didn't even realize what his wage was going to be. Holy moly, no, go away, Cole Palmer. Thanks for the quick ban there, Duck. Also, Roma are able to end up getting Evan Ferguson for 37 million quid. I so wish I was able to get him. Just because he's Irish, I want him, but there's no way I'm going to get him, annoyingly. Because he's probably the best Irish player in the game at the moment, and United kind of, should have an Irish player of some description on their squad. Although, an interesting stat that was mentioned
to me there recently when it comes down to United is that this season we haven't had a single game where an academy player has started a game, which is unfortunate. What bloody voice is this? Oh, of course it's that. I'll give you $10 if you can figure out which one that's from. I won't either, but yeah, I'll give you 10 internet cookies if you can figure out what this voice is meant to be based off of. Oh, in for Vienna. I mean, he's a good player, but holy crap. Nothing beats a Jet 2 holiday. Yeah, this voice is the K-pop Demon Hunter voice, if you'd believe it. Yeah, we're at the point where I should have to accept that. Maybe, I don't know. I'm not 100% sure who that is, so I can't comment. Happy birthday, Mr. President. That put a chill down my spine. Never mind ye. Ooh, you poor fecker soup. Oh, yes, actually. For the Black Eyed Peas, that actually is a good shout. Also, by the way, that's a showcase that anyone can get successful with the right movement and the one, not the fact that she actually had a career. Well, we can end up going back to our... It did not work. It didn't work. Weird.
Interesting. It's literally meant... Huh. Okay. Well, we're back to normal now. Oh, the joys. No, Benny, I actually haven't heard her voice without autotune. Unfortunately. Not a chance. And if it actually asks, I love this so much.
Shut up.
Don't you forget, you ain't won yet.
Oh, I love it so much. I think it might be the best one that I've ended up adding to it. I like, to be fair, that song has been just through my head since they released it last Wednesday. There's, you know, R-Truth is an amazing person. Ron Cena. Ooh. You're asking for a wee bit more than I expect. I hate how long the video clips take to appear on screen, to be honest. Well, I have them set to take that long, Benny, so maybe I need to... If you think it takes too long, maybe I need to speed them up a bit. I just have it down to give a bit of a pause so that you're ready for them in case it ends up going down that way. Because I can make them as quick as you know, what I ended up doing before, so I can just make them like that. You know. Where as soon as you pay for them, they end up popping up. My ones, anyway, that I've ended up making, you know? I can change them to make them like that. I just have a bit of a pause to you know, spread things out. And also to ensure that people aren't griefing the stream. You know? Was my thought process behind it. If that's not needed, I haven't really thought about it, but if that's not needed, I can always change it. I have a friend of mine that's doing an online save, and every second game they're encountering a serious issue that's causing the game to crash. Fair play to anyone that's managed to do an online save in this game that's worked. Genuinely fair play to them. Ooh, okay. How much do you think we can push them with Sancho? How much do we try it? How much do we try to get for Sancho? I mean, he's good, so we probably could end up pushing them a good bit. Can always put a cooldown like 5 minutes on them. I suppose that's true, Benny, in order to ensure that they're not griefed too much. Yeah, I suppose after the stream I might look to end up lowering down the time that it takes on them. So, because at the moment the way I have them set, I might as well talk about behind the scenes, because why not? At the moment, the way that I have them set is it gets the information, waits 0.5 milliseconds, brings up all of the renewal information, like this, so that it showcases who redeemed it, waits 7 seconds, and then pops it up. You know, just to give an idea who ended up doing it. But if that takes too long, I can end up changing all of that, you know? Say before some big negotiations for Sancho. I mean, I'm tempted to do that, Ashday, but at the same point in time, I'm not really arsed. We'll move it to 60 and see what ends up happening. I very much doubt it's going to end up working for us. The funny thing is, I don't actually care that much if we sell him, because the funny thing about it is we have the extension on him, so like we'd be able to sign him to. We'd probably be able to sign him to a new contract now. He's just on a whopper of money, and we could probably sign someone better than him. So that's the big thing about it. But he is a good player. That's the really sad thing about Sancho. Like, if you don't care about the IRL principles of the fact, and in the game he's obviously going to be good. He won't have the personality issues that you end up having in IRL. See, it worked out for one of them. We're just gonna. I'm not gonna even bother. I'm just accepting that. Wait, what? They accepted it? Oh, okay. Oh, okay, yeah, fuck, we're signing him now. Wow, okay. What? Okay. Well, you're not getting star player. No, screw you in a handbasket. We'll get, you know, whatever. I'm not going. He's his agent's temperamentally. They're going to say no if we don't end up saying yes. So we'll say yes and we'll down it later on. You cheeky bastard! Oh! Oh! I mean, my budget's fucked anyway, but that's not the point. Wow. $300. Why does he want 300,000? The cheek of him. I mean, I try to be anyway, Katie. I don't know how true that statement is that I'm a great streamer, but I try to be anyway. Ooh, Katie.
Off is a direction you can fuck.
That's just mean. I mean, that's a fair whack down. That wage is still insane. That wage is still insane. I need to consider. Of course you're kidding, Katie. I am as well. Besides, even if you weren't, I don't actually mind. Oh, this bug is happening again where I can't see my own team. Oh, I know why this is happening. Because they're out on, yeah. Okay. What do we have them on? We have Rasmus is on 120. Victor is on 115. Marcus is on 275. We'll be trying to sell him. Well, we mightn't. Benjamin is on 275. You know what? Screw it. We have him at 245. 245 is more than what I'd want. But I honestly don't. I'm honestly going to go for it. I'm going to go for it. This is pure Irish. This is pure Irish blinkers going on me now to sign him. But genuinely, I'm going to do it. Linus, my friend, what's a crack-a-lackin' with you? How is life treating you today? Vinicius Jr. has just rejected Man City. And we might end up getting Evan Ferguson. You are a gent and a scholar, Senior Duck. Okay, so Rashford is now back from Barcelona. They're not signing him, so we could sell him if we wanted to. Like, we're getting... No, you can piss off, Real Madrid. So we'll see what ends up happening now. But how are you doing today anyway, my friend Linus? Is it all going good with you? Is life treating you grand and saucy? Also, by the way, Benny, I didn't end up getting to ask you, how has the actual Canadian save been treating you? Wait a minute, is he with... Yeah. Yeah, and whatever. Evan Ferguson is joining us now. I genuinely was not expecting to get Evan Ferguson. I genuinely wasn't expecting it. No. Now, we might end up signing more people after we get a couple of sales in, but for now, that's probably the height of what we're doing. Getting Ferguson in is an interesting kettle of fish for us. I genuinely was not expecting that signing. That's beautiful. Now, it does mean we kind of have to get rid of one of the other strikers, because having four strikers is a bit much. So we have to consider getting rid of Victor, Rasmus, or Sesko. And I won't lie to you, it's probably going to be Rasmus. Oh yeah, whatever. I don't know what happened there. I'm doing well, Linus. I'm doing well now. Enjoying the Craic. Happy to be here. Happy to be streaming now. It would make sense for the testimonial to be against Southampton, so that's nice to end up seeing. Lacey is near the end of his contract. Is it worth giving him a new one? Yes. At least one more. So we'll go into the contract negotiations with Lacey now. I guess there's the big question now. I don't know how these work IRL because I've never actually noticed them. Who would be the next testimonial player? Like for United, it's probably Maguire, isn't it? Like IRL, if we were to do it. And do United do testimonials before people end up retiring? Because like it's either Maguire or Casemiro that's the next testimonial, right? And like you'd be expecting him a Casemiro. Well, Shaw's still young, isn't he? Like I know Shaw's after coming up on this, which is funny, but like Luke Shaw is 30. Like he's just 30. So like in this particular case, it's funny that it's Shaw. Wait a minute, has Shaw been with United for 10 years? Oh, that's how it ends up working. You have to be with the company 10, or you have to be with them 10 years. Is that what it is? Is that how it works? I forget how testimonials end up working again. Yeah, so he's been with them 10 years. So it must be that you're with the club 10 years. In FM, it's that way, yeah. I have no idea how it works IRL. Hold the phone. We didn't get Shaw when he was 20. What age did we get Shaw at? So he joined United in 2014. Oh, we got Shaw at 19. How am I having it? I could have sworn we got him at 23 or 24. He broke his leg at 19. Because he broke his leg when the year he joined us, right? Or am I just having second wave blindness here on United players? Like, was he with us a few years before he broke his leg? I genuinely didn't know we got him at 19. Huh. Interesting. You learn something new every day. So this is where this is slightly unfortunate, because I'd like to know from Wilcox which of these deals are good deals. Like, I'd like to know what Wilcox thinks as to whether or not this is a good deal. As I haven't a clue whether or not this would be a good deal for Jack Fletcher. I can search anything you want, my friend. Just put it into the chat there and I'll happily end up having a gawk. Okay. We've signed a 20. We'll be putting you out on loan straight away. Are you actually worth it? Probably. You're probably the one of them that isn't worth it, but we'll still do this anyway. Wellington Nem. Wellington Nem. He's with Fig in Brazil. He's 34 years of age, and we're going to do the scout. Now, I'm going to cheat on this particular case, since we have it installed, and just check and see what the information is. I'll still see what the actual... Well, I won't. Never mind, okay. So it again, there we go, another bug for you. So we'll find out when the scout comes in. I mean, based on this, he looks decent. But he's with Fig. He has spent most of his career fluctuating between Brazil and the Ukraine. He spent a bit in Vietnam. Shakhtar Donetsk. Ooh. Anyways, yeah, if there's anyone else you want us to have a gawk with there, let us know. We don't know yet, Senior Duck. We need him to actually move over. And even though, well, maybe he's moved over. I don't think he has yet, but we'll have a gawk. No, he hasn't moved over yet. So he joins them on... Okay, he joins them at some point. Come on, game. Come on. Why? You're meant to... when you hover over this, it's meant to tell you when he joins them. Come on. Ah! Oh, little. So I know it shouldn't bother me. Why can't I loan you? Oh, whatever. Because he's still with Moscow. Whatever, game. Now you're just annoying me. Now you're just trying to annoy me. What's his Doria, he is 31. He's a centre back. His stats look fairly well. He's in Brazil as well. God, you have a bit of a hampering for the Brazilian wonder kids, don't you? He has been in Mexico for most of his life. Interesting. Moved from Bot to Marseille, back to SPO to Granada. Spent a couple of years in Marseille, moved to Turkey, then moved over to Mexico, spent a number of years in Mexico, and then moved from one to the other. Interesting. He did, like, his stats don't look bad, to be fair. Oh my God, Liverpool signed him. That's a big signing for Liverpool. It also means any chance of getting João Neves is dead in the water. Vienna's a nice player, but he isn't 112 million quid's worth. $175. In what connotation, if you don't mind me asking? Oh yeah, goodbye, Sancho. Although we will have to see this in a second. How much money do you think the 60 million how much money do you think Sancho's going to end up getting? Oh no, it wasn't 175. It was 125. It was 110 million rising up to 125. Like, I'll show you here. Yeah, 111 rising to 125. It's going to be on significantly more than that, surely. 1st of the 7th, so we need to wait another couple of days before we figure out what he's on. Which means it's the 1st of the 7th too for Guehe. Silver. Ooh. It's a poke. Huh. Oh, I didn't realize was to Saudi. Yeah, no, to a Saudi club. So he's going to be on monstrous money, but it's going to be interesting to see what it is. The trilogy goal? I'm actually not sure what you mean by the trilogy goal. By the way, you're telling me 1 player regression and 5 player improvements? Thanks for that. But then you just bring me into this where I can't see. So, I'm guessing you mean the regression. No, because it's not him. So do I have to go through each of them in order to see what the regression is? Oh, whatever. I can't be arsed. Film series. I haven't seen it. The trilogy goal. I haven't seen it. Unfortunately, Senior Duck. So you'll have to tell me a wee bit more about it if you want to. Ooh, interesting. So we're getting into the first. Not yet at the first, so we're getting close to it. Send you on that. Get to say hello to you. It was about a Mexican suburb footballer who signs for Newcastle after a trial from a random scout. I have seen something about that. Have I seen that? Give me a second. Goal, yes! Santiago Munez, yes, I have seen that. Oh, that's a poke and a half. That's actually a very, very, very good film movie. I don't know if I watched all of the sequels. I remember watching the first one. Yeah, that's a very good series. I think I've only watched the first one of them though. Woo, excuse me, sorry. But yeah. Yeah, back then when they were a good bit of fun. That's just a fun movie. Ooh. He doesn't fit our play style at all, but for 12.5 million, it's kind of hard to ignore him. I'd be buying him just to sell him, but for 12.5 million, it's kind of hard to say no. I mean, he's in the scouting range anyway, so if anyone else goes in for the bid on him, we'll know. Oh, Eduardo. Eduardo. God, I love Eduardo, but nope. Who's Lookman going to this time, too? He's going to Arsenal, yeah. Yes. Newcastle, yeah. I mean, one of those movies that I ended up watching, those type of movies that I enjoyed quite extensively, was Bend It Like Beckham. I actually really enjoyed Bend It Like Beckham. I kind of wish they'd done more with that, because that could be more of a reason to end up going well into women's football. Wait a minute, what? Santiago Runo Muez Oblis is a professional footballer who plays forward in the Major League Soccer. Wait, is he an actual football player? No, this can't be the case. Hold the phone. Hold the phone. What is this? Is this like that? Is like? Is that a Wikipedia for the person out of the movie, or is that a Wikipedia for an actual Santiago Munez? Because the movie came out in 2005. No, because he joined Barcelona. Qualified for that. Real Madrid. Oh no, it was Real Madrid he performed against. He joined. Yeah, so that's an actual Santiago Munez. Okay, interesting. And he actually went on loan to Newcastle. Okay. Then he joined Miles Lewis Skelly. Interesting. He had a bit of a crap career, didn't he, the poor fool? Well, he's only 23. Who knows? He could make it back. Actually, he should be, yeah, now that you say that. Um Okay, so let's have a gawk. Hold on, who joined? Stop it. Ipswich install. They got a heat. Hold the phone. They got undersoil heating. Joys of that. Colwell is after rejecting a new deal at Chelsea. That's interesting. Who's Marlon Gomez? Where did they get him from? Shakhtar Donetsk. Okay. Interesting. We need to be looking at Shakhtar and see what they end up doing. What was the other ones that was here? Stuttgart got... Oh. Okay. So the 12 million I was looking at before must be different. It can't be 12 million for Stuttgart. I mean, it looks like it is 12 million for Stuttgart. What? Oh, weird. Okay, anyway, let's have a look for Santiago. Yeah. Yeah, he's in the game. Well, we'll have a full scout of Santiago, see how good he is. He's in the game, Senior Duck, Santiago. If he's anyways decent, we might consider bringing Santiago to... Also, if they put in the deal, we're going straight in for him. Shit. Okay, this thing's a bit more awkward. Jobless Reincarnation Season 2, Part 2, Limited Edition. It's quite funny. Been waiting for a while for it to be released. That's a Blu-ray, is it? Because Makoku Tensei is a fantastic show, to be fair to it. But I was falling asleep thinking when it came out, and I checked the other morning to see its release day. Crap. I mean, as much as I like Lissandro, you kind of have to say yes to it, don't you? Let's have a look at our team for a minute, because we've been playing Lissandro Martinez there. But we have Shaw, who can play there as well. So we're going to try and replace him. He is our second best defender. You'd be hoping Aiden Heaven would come down to end up being better. We have Jaden there who's ended up improving as well. Is that worth it? I'm not sure. You seen any spoilers or bothered by them? No, go on. You can tell me about it. Whatever spoilers you're on about. I do know that it's kind of like ReZero in that there are multiple endings to the show. I know there's an ending where Rudius basically becomes a shut in again and an evil wanker. I know there's an ending where he basically breeds with anything that can move. But Paul Rudius' father's post-reincarnation actually died on an episode that came out on Father's Day over here. That was pre-planned, I'm sure. Probably knowing them. I think the thing that annoys me most about Jobless Reincarnation is as they end up going about it, they go through the idea that Rudius has the potential to be one of the strongest people in the verse, and to be fair to him, he does. But Rudius never actually becomes strong. Like Rudius isn't even in the top 100 strongest people in Mushoku Tensei near the end of the series when he passes away, which is fine. But it's an interesting choice. Also, do we sell him? What do you think? Do we sell him? Do we sell Martinez or do we keep him? I think we sell him. Oh, screw it. Go on, we'll sell him. Okay. Well, he could have told me that, you pillock. Like from late 20s to early 30s. Yeah, where he just doesn't become good enough. He just kind of laxes out. Okay. Well, we're triggering that immediately. As for Casemiro, we're going to try and sell him. One of his son gets higher up on the 7 powers than he does. Yeah, which I don't mind that too much. That's kind of the same situation as Song Woo-sung of in Solo Leveling, where his son is just more powerful than he is. So I don't mind that too much, if I'm honest. Well, that's a good deal. Rudius ends up at like number 7, but his sons get to 4 to 5. I can't recall. Yeah, I didn't end up looking into the actual future bits of what happens to Rudius' sons, so I can't comment on it, unfortunately. Yeah, that's a good deal. For the moment, anyways. Linder, we want to sell. We want to try and get some money for him. If you do, let me know about it, Senior Duck, because at the moment I just can't be arsed. So my big problem when it comes down to those type of shows is I can't get into reading light novels. I wish I could. I really wish I could, but I just can't get into light novels. I like Toby Collier, but he's not going to be good enough, is he? Amos can still end up improving, so I guess we'll give him a new contract. Do that. Remove and exclude. 5%. Stick that. There we go. For me to only retain information, I have to read it out loud. So the real number on my throat, of course, takes that. Favorite youngster you've used this FM? I haven't as much experience with it at the moment, Leon, to be able to give a proper answer to that. But one of the ones I find particularly good, even though I don't have him on this save and probably won't be getting him on this save, is Nathan the Cat from Antrik. He can develop into a particularly good player if you end up getting him early enough, and you can get him cheap as well if you get him early enough on your first save. I didn't, and as a result of I won't be. On this particular save, however, we have this youngster. On this particular save, we have this youngster. Where are you? This buck here. Jaden Nagwashi, who we ended up getting in a intake, and he looks like he could be particularly good. So in this save, I like him. Now, I don't like the fact that his determination is 12, but he could be good. He looks like IRL Peter Schmeichel's older long-lost brother. Maybe. That's a bit mean, Duck, but maybe. Sign Alex Newcomb. Let me have a gawk at him. Yeah, well, I spent that wrong. Alex Newcomb. Okay, well, whoever Alex Newcomb is, he's not appearing for me. So let's see what if he's in the game IRL. Can't find him, my friend. So I can't get Alex Newcomb, unfortunately, Sean. Yeah, my big thing when it comes down to Decat is I like Decat. I like the look of Decat, but I am big into your developing youths need to have determination high. Now, he's 17, so he can still end up developing, and especially when you're playing, you can bring him in a lot more, but he's not worth 54 million quid to me. And because his release clause is at 54 million quid, they're not going to accept anything but his release clause. I mean, I'll try it, but there's no way they're going to let me do it. And that's kind of the problem for me. I'm not going to just throw 50 million quid on just like that. I'm not doing it. Franculio. I butchered the spelling of that. Okay. At Mickeland, 22. Yes, actually, I've seen him develop not too bad in some saves as well. Unfortunately, in my save, he's not going to be worth it. He's had one bad season, and one bad season for someone at the age of 22 is just enough. 9 goals isn't bad, but the other thing too is, Leon, we managed to do a massive poke, and we're after getting Evan Ferguson. So we want to try and keep him if we can. I'm afraid Sean Nigel wouldn't be in this game if he tried for the most of his worth, my friend. It would take him another couple of years and a body transplant in order to get into this game. I didn't recognize it was you, by the way. How are you doing, my friend? But yeah, Franculio looks okay. As for the rest of these, we're just going to let them go out. It's kind of a shame. Victor Musa, in my opinion, in Manchester United's youngsters crew, actually looks like he could be something special if all goes well. But FM has never liked Victor Musa. Ever, unfortunately. So I don't think, It's unfortunate that he's just crap, so we're going to end up leaving him be crap. As for the rest of these, Tyler Fredrickson actually got into the main team but isn't performing good. Jack Fletcher, one of the Fletcher twins, we will end up giving a new contract to, although whether or not it's worth it is another kettle of fish. I think out of the two Fletchers, Edward Fletcher is the one that's considered to be the more likely to do well. Sam Matters, nope. Finn, no. There's Tyler Fletcher. Was it Tyler Fletcher? I thought it was Edward Fletcher. Okay, no, must be Tyler, so. Jack and Tyler. Is it Jack and Tyler? Jack and Tyler Fletcher. I could have sworn it was Edward. No, it's Tyler. Okay. Interesting. I mean, to be fair, it has more to do with you being unmemorable than me forgetting you. We'll give you time to develop, even though I don't think you're going to. So we'll give that deal in there. All of the rest of these, I think, we leave alone. There's nobody else there that's of particular use. You maybe. Yeah. We'll give you a new contract as well. Yeah, it is rude, Duck, but it's also honest. There's no point to me lying. Anyways, yeah, this is the wonderful fun bit, looking through your lower down the team and seeing whether or not any of them are worth it. Now, the actual staff is an interesting one because Chris Favell and a whole lot of these. I love how this is still blanked out. I don't know if that's meant to be the case, but I can't get my director of football to do these negotiations unless I do this, which is hilarious because I'm just not arsed. Like, considering my director of football isn't one of the options there, he should be able to do it. I do have one. That's what makes it so funny. I don't know how much you've missed, Ashley, but we did get Evan Ferguson for 35 million quid. Well, 42 because we have an upgrade on him as well. Like, we got him for piss cheap, but he is on 240k a week, which is But we got him for an okay price. Other than that, we haven't done anything yet. We're going to look and see. Like, we definitely have a director of football. Let me check. Yeah, director of football there. Again, awkward to see who the hell it actually is, but Director of football there. Jason Wilcox, yeah. Magic, how are you doing, my friend? Pleasure to have you in. What's a crack-a-lackin'? Is it all going good? Is it all going grand? Is it all going spicy, my friend? Pleasure to have you in. Now, Collier, we can get 22 million. Sorry, we're taking it. I like you, Collier, but happy out. No bother, my friend. Pleasure to have you in. I mean, kinda, yeah. I think we try and add that in, and we see what ends up happening. Yes, I sold Lucha. I kind of had to, Ashday. The price they were given was just worth it. Also, you cheeky assholes. Like, I'm not doing that. I prefer to let them walk for free than to let you have that deal. Genuinely, I'd let them walk for free before I end up giving you 160k a week. Yeah, I don't know if it was worth it. We ended up getting 33 million quid for him. He, like, in terms of development, wasn't exactly there. He is a bit injury prone. We have a couple of young defenders in the background there. We'll look and see whether or not there's any good ones there as well. But we'll see what ends up happening. Okay, so let's see what ends up happening here. Scouting update. Samu would be the only one that's useful there, and we're not even going to consider him, really, because 95 million is horse crap. Who's Rory Finnan? Nope. Do you want to know the really funny thing? You end up saying that, Michael, but legitimately, with how big and bustful that man is, he probably could whip the crap out of anyone in this game. Or anyone on football in general. There's a reason why he's so good at rugby. Okay. Morta has agreed to deal with Fulham. Well, we know that because there was a literal transfer to bring him over to them. Speaking upon, okay, fair enough. Leon founded a complete waste of time course. Is that you leaving or a different description, my friend? Yeah, Sancho's gone now for 60 million quid, which is a nice old whack for us. And he ended up getting, yes, an absolute caddywampus amount of money over in Saudi. What you'd expect. And let's see what Guehi ended up getting, because now we can finally see what Guehi ended up getting. I mean, he's going to have gotten a monstrous amount of money, but he turned around and he ignored us for Saudi. How the hell do you spell him? There we go. He's with Al Hilal. What do we want to guess? What do we want to guess, by the way? How much do you think Mark Guehi is on? I'll have a look in a second, Leon, but wow, okay. I was expecting it to be high. I wasn't expecting it to be that high. Villa weren't great. So Villa weren't great. They were there. They were 11th last season. 14 wins, 9 draws, 15 losses. They still have Unai Emery there. And, like, they have an okay collection of people within the actual squad itself. But they weren't great. They didn't do anything specifically strong that you'd expect. Their transfer activity, like, they didn't bring in anyone particularly good. Although Dennis well, that's our activity. Game. Yeah, this is theirs. Like, they didn't bring in anyone in particular anyways good. They have a tendency to be a bit, absolutely massive, Michael. Grander than life. Really? Hey, it ends up happening that way. Like, as you seen in our situation here on the stage fixtures, we didn't have any really big surprises, Brentford being the only big surprise. But Brentford's team is actually surprisingly good. We didn't have any interesting capabilities. Sunderland ended up going down as well. Ain't you mean to me? Ain't you mean to me, Senior Benny? I haven't done anything wrong for this level of abuse. So, yeah, Evan Ferguson joins us, and Dennis joins us as our backup goalkeeper. Interesting that he's a D, but Evan Ferguson is piss. Like, we got Ferguson for piss cheap. And you came into this stream? That's not going to help you stay awake. Oh. Well, maybe it will, actually. The shrieking of me is like a harpy in the wind, so maybe it will keep you awake. How was work for you today, anyway, my friend? I hope it wasn't too bad of an experience for you. Really? Each of the bidding teams generally play a different style of play. We'll need to find the best fit for Jack. Wherever he goes, he's still gain valuable first team experience. So that's good, at least. I'm just going to say yes to all of them because there's something. It's nice when you end up having a day like that where you just get a lot done and things end up working well for you. Sometimes it's hard to have those type of days, honestly, but it's beautiful when they end up working for you. Okay, another loan for Jaden. It's hard to know what to do in this particular case because he's never going to be anything for us, but we get a bit of money off of him and it develops him a bit, so... Yeah, no, like, it's no benefit to him. You're almost better selling him than doing anything there, so we'll just say no. As for Collier, I mean... They accepted the 10% add-on for that, so yeah, I'm just going to sell him to RB Leipzig. It gives us more money to look for a defender. It gives us a bit more money to potentially go for Federico from Pau. Although, considering we have Rashford back now, we'll see. At this point, you have to become onto the main squad. Yeah, you're in the main squad. Both of you go for languages. As for Leon, I don't really know what to think with Leon. He's not going to be anything special for us, especially with the way we end up playing, so that doesn't help. But for now, everything is fairly fine there. We'll see what other transfers we end up doing. But for now, everything is good. Have you everything now sorted for your trip when you end up coming around Europe, Benny? Or do you have anything else you need to end up sorting out? I remember you saying you have your night booked for Ireland when you make your way over here, which would be a bit of crack for you anyways, I'm sure. Well, have you everything else sorted out? Why is Manu annoyed? Oh, yeah, because he's a whinge bag. Forgot. We'll try, though I doubt we're going to get anything good for this. So we'll go with 20 million up front, and then 30, and then a 40 million over 3 years, and try that and see how it works. I figured that would get denied. That's still meeting the release clause, even though I doubt they'll say yes to it. Colwell requests to be removed off of the transfer list, which means any chance of getting him is dead in the water. Although we'll keep an eye on him because he's a few years off. Levi Colwell. It'll be interesting to see IRL how Levi Colwell ends up doing when he ends up coming back from his injury. No. Staffing advice. Yeah, at some point I need to. You have the option of calling. Yeah, we'll do. At some point I need to go down through the. At some point I need to go down through the staff for this particular save. That's something I will do off stream because the staffing options in this particular game are infuriating. Parker completes Leeds deal. Interesting. No offers for Belinder. Why would there be? I'm looking forward to getting this first game now, see how things end up going when we experiment a bit. Okay. Oh, yeah. Okay. I don't mind paying an intermediary if we get him out of the way for that. Why do you... Okay, god damn it. I was hoping that wouldn't end up happening. Okay, we have to do our offer now. The fact that Al Hilal have gone in for him means that his wages are going to be bonkers, aren't they? I mean, 225 isn't bad. Okay. Will he join us? Who knows? But I have to try and get my baby boy. I want this to be 54, so let's try this and see if that makes a difference. It won't, by the way. They're going to want the release clause just up front, which means that NAS probably isn't worth it. But hey, you chance your arm and see what you can do. Has more interest in joining... Why would he have more interest in joining Newcastle? Al Hilal, I understand, because he's going to get more money. Oh, remove that. And that. He's going to whinge and put this up to about 275, isn't he? Figured. Oh, come on, don't do this to me. You prick. Absolute prick. Okay, I'm going to lose for him, cow, so what can you do about it? That's unfortunate. Go on, Trincao. Off you go to Saudi. Shake of Tottenham. Double whammy of punches straight to the nuts. I mean, I understand why Trincao wanted that money. We did kind of handball him, but at the same point in time, if he doesn't sign for Saudi, which he will do, if he doesn't sign for Saudi, we might try and go back in for him later on when he calms down and lets us go back in for the offer. I fully suspect he's going to join them, by the way, but we'll see. Manu, not. Of course. No. Different style of play would not be beneficial, so no. I will have a look at him now in one moment, my friend. Would not. Why do you keep off? Like, I wish there was a way I could just turn around and tell them if it's an offer that isn't considered good for the player, just turn around and do an instant no. Like, why would I even consider a loan where it's not going to be beneficial to the player? It's just a crap ton of horse manure. Oh, yes, actually. Although, he has the potential to become particularly good. He's already okay with the Premier League, but I don't think he's good enough for Osashte, unfortunately. Fairly consistent, works within a team, match the new signings. His agent would be the problem, but I don't know. Scout you more so. It's not the under. Yeah. We'll think about it. I don't think we'll end up getting him though, Ashday, if I'm honest. Oh, okay. I'm just going to say yes. I'm not going to even play with that. I'm just going to say yes. Is sending Kone on another loan even good? Last season, Kone being on loan pissed me off just because we sent him to Wolves and Wolves kept using him in the under-21s. Now, that won't happen with Fleetwood, but Fleetwood are Sky Betting Championship 1. Yeah, screw it, we'll send him on. I finished playing FM today. Made it out of the group stage of the UCL and made it to the round of 16 so far. Happy out to that. Congratulations on that one. Yes, Gomez actually isn't a bad shout. "25 years of age." You would assume since they got relegated. Yeah, the only problem is they've no contract in for him. Thing is, he's not good enough for the options that we have there. So we want significantly better to consider for that position because we have a couple of options there that are just better. Yeah. Okay, I'll be back in one quick moment, guys. Yeah! I'm back. So, let's see. RB Leipzig are going to get Toby Collier. I would like Toby Collier to actually be good, but He's not going to be. Considering we're not going to get Trincao, we could consider the cat. Oh, I didn't even realize Antelect had Yanazai. Huh. We could get the cat. We could spend the 54 million on the cat. Is it worth it? Probably not. Would it be nice? Definitely. um. Which ones are bloody? Okay, so no. So Shrewsbury and Two Man. Yes and yes, no and no. Each team, we need to find the best fit. God, Rochdale ended up going down to the national championships. Poor fools. What do you think, Ashton? Do we go for the cat? Even though it's a lot of money. I'm fighting this one because it's tempting. Need to scout you for more information. No, piss off. Matt O'Reilly. Okay, we have our first friendly. Okay, do we still have most of our squad off on holiday? I don't think so. It might actually be worth doing a. Yeah, it might be worth doing a friendly now. International duty. What's World Cup? So that's one of the reasons why the friendlies have been delayed. You know what? Screw it. We'll do a friendly on the same day as England have a World Cup game because why not be an ass? Why not be an ass? And we'll be even more of an ass and put it against Barcelona. Emir Univar. Interesting. Who the hell are you? Who is... God, Ajax have a couple of young kids that are good. It's up my shout. Ooh, wouldn't be interested in joining United as it's only been a new side. Okay. Well, we'll put you... You're in the shortlist anyway. Might make Amanda happy and get Kenneth Taylor into her side. Of course, Mako is an alternative option as well. Anyway. Yeah, the cat will be very good in the future. Yeah, for 54 million, though, is the big question, though. Is it worth 54 million? And then Scalvini could be a good option. He's not good enough for his price, so no. So let's look again. Defender-wise, you could try and get Dean out of Madrid. Luca is too much out of Spurs. Finn is the same out of Stuttgart. Let's try Dean. Let's go and try that. There's not a chance in hell that'll work, by the way. Let's try that. And then with the Luca one... Let's go and do that. Check on the players I sent you. I got them for cheap. Yes, I shall do. Yunus Musa is actually an interesting kettle of fish as a American. But center defensive midfield. He's not even in the top options. He wouldn't even compete with Casemiro in the position. So he's not worth it, unfortunately. Andy Doof is an interesting one. We shall check him. I think we've checked Andy Doof before. Blue Yaneri. He needs a scout. Now, he could be a shout. Luka Suik. Real. I hate this name because I don't know how to pronounce it. I always call it Real San Saspatan. But that has to be me butchering it. Yeah, unfortunately not worth it for us either. Valentine Caprani, we'll end up checking there. No bother whatsoever. Thanks for the lurk, Senior Duck. Enjoy it while you're at it. Although he's probably worth the poke. No. We'll think about it. We'll think about that one. And then the last one, Lazar Sandamic. Another butchering of a pronunciation, but we'll have a look. At Napoli. Yeah, not good enough, unfortunately. You know, our big thing is defenders, if you can think of any, Ashday. Charles Delicate-Lara. I love Charles Delicate-Lara. It's a shame I've no need for him. Okay, anyways. Of course, if we were looking at our actual top options, one of the ones that we end up considering is Nico Paz. There's no way we're going to get him for a nice price at all, but Nico Paz is just ideal. Trincao, we might end up trying again later on. We'll see. Inacho actually might be a bad shout. 60 million. No, he's not worth 60 million. Unfortunately, he's not worth 60 million. Have this sold, Trinkle? The bid's been put through. We'll try it again. See whether or not he'll talk to us. I very much doubt he's going to turn around and tell us to piss off. Yeah, that's what I thought. Unfortunately, he told us to piss off. So we have to wait a week for him to come back before he tells us to piss off again. And the sad thing about that is he'll probably be sold by then. Okay, let's change this to clear that out. And just look defenders. And then Van de Ven actually could be a shout. Although not really, considering his release clause of 113 million. They're more than likely going to ask for it. Yeah, 84 million instead of the 60 that was there. Then it's not worth it. It's not worth the poke. That's sad. Bastiani would be unbelievable. 109 million isn't worth it. Nico Saw's back at 26. 62 million could be interesting. Botman at 26. Ilya from Paris Saint-Germain, 45 million. 23 years of age. Constant relier. He would be there with Euro. He's weaker than Lissandro would have been out of possession, which is a bit of an issue. So he's probably not worth it, although it's 23, so he can improve. Yeah, Antonio Silva is probably going to be the guts of 100 million quid. But I do love Silva, to be fair. It's not 100 million quid, although he's not actually developed that well yet. Where is he on this? Interesting. Weird. Okay, so Silva isn't actually that good. He's not developing good enough. Yeah, unfortunately, Silva isn't the poke. Jared Brantwaite could, in theory, be the poke. No, he's not. It's now becoming more and more apparent that selling Lissandro Martinez was a stupid move. Holy crap! That's insane. That's insane. At 41, Thiago Silva is still better than most of the people that we have an option for. That's bonkers. That's actually insane. out of sheer just for the gish. Out of sheer just for the gish, I'm seriously tempted to just go for Thiago Silva. Just for the gish. Just for the gish, I'm seriously tempted to do it. Van de Berg, 70 million. Ribriano, nope. Luca Ranieri, nope. Zeno de Bast. We'll have a gawk at him anyway, Ashday. He's with Sporting. 22 years of age. 80 million for him. Ugh. Well, that's a no. Yeah, we looked at him. He's probably the best that you could get. But at the same point in time, it's 113 million for it. They'd want his release clause. Like, he's the best in terms of attacking. He's better in terms of defending, so he is the one to go for. But it's just because of that goddamn release clause. Yeah, like, they want the release clause. They want the release clause, and he's not. We're not giving 113 million for him. You're almost at the week, Duck. You're almost at the week. You're almost satisfied, my friend. I mean, there is one other option we could go for. He's old, and he'll probably be expensive. For Christ's sake. Yeah, I figured you'd be bonkers. You don't need a striker anyway. Jude Bellingham, Courtois, Rodrigo, Dean, Art Guller, Tremini, Militao. Militao could be the poke, although I doubt it looking at the stats. Rudiger at 33 could be a temporary replacement. Oh my god, Rudiger's still probably the best person there. That's insane. What are you doing in the meantime, Senior Duck? You could go on and well, add him to shortlist. In terms of Rudiger, we're probably. I'm actually semi-tempted to go. Okay, let's go back out of that and let's look at Barca. Aurelio is 80 million. Are you playing it in Football Manager 26, Duck? Oh. No, we can't check him. Because of course we can't. Why the fuck would we be able to check him? Why would we be able to check him? Why would the game let us check him? Like, why would the drop-down button that you've put in the goddamn game let us change over to him? God damn it, game. Ah. I mean, stat-wise, he looks good. What? Oh. Just because I'm curious. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I thought. Ugh. It's a bit sickening, that. So what defenders are you actually recommending? Bastiani is probably the one you go for, even though 109 million is way too much. If you could convince them to go down much lower than that, Bastiani would be an awesome choice. Want that. Is that because he's requested to leave? He's requested to leave for 109 million. I suppose we'll put in an offer, but there's not a chance we're going for that. So let's try this. There's no way they say yes to this, but we'll as well be cheeky and try. I believe Saba has already been sold, Ashday. Oh no, maybe not. $3.1 million, 17-year-old. We'd be signing him just to bolster up our credentials. We'd eventually be selling him. He's Georgian. He's 70. You know, I mean, at 3.1 million, that's not bad. Might actually sign him just because he's 3.1 million. It depends on what he ends up coming back with, but that's not a bad deal. Javi Rodriguez. He's typically a right back, so this isn't going to let me check him properly. Oh, it'll show the wing back, but not the position that I want to look at him for. Also, he has a high release clause, so bloody joke. Okay, so that doesn't work for us, unfortunately, Ashday. So Ilya is the choice. David Alba, as a free agent, isn't bad either. Now that heavily depends on how much money he wants. It's not bad, but the club doesn't really want us to sign 34-year-olds. Like, ironically, the best choice is Silva. Even though he's slow as molasses. Oh. Oh, okay, but we just have our we just have our choice here, Nico. Even that 62 million that they want for him. Because of the release clause, but then it's 230,000 quid a week. It is what we were going to spend on Trincao. We'll try a bid. There's no way they're going to accept it. Well, we'll go with that for now. Okay, let's just do that. I was going to reject that deal because that's definitely not worth it as a breakthrough prospect. He's a good option. He's a good player, but that valuation is a joke. But we'll see. Again, I kind of wish it told me which one it recommended we send him to, if I'm honest. Same here. Genuinely good where we need to find which one's the best one to do. That's fine, but I do kind of wish you gave me an idea of which one you recommend is the best. Radu Vivek. You're right. Go on. We have defenders in the background, so we'll. Nope. Yeah, we can keep him for another year. So Ethan Wheatley, we'll just let run out. He's not on enough money for us to matter. Casemiro, we do actually want to sell, so we'll try this again. Pacho. Willian Pacho, 24. Well, I think that puts him out of contention, even though he doesn't look like a bad owl player to go for. But 108 million is just too rich for my blood at the moment. And then Beraldo. Beraldo is... God, we're better with Maguire than we are with Beraldo. I mean, the best shout at the moment is Ilya. Like, in theory, he can still improve. Can he, like... He's the same level as what Lysandro was at. He's better offensively. And he can still improve. I suppose we'll put in the bid for him anyway and see. There's no real reason not to, I suppose. Anyway, for now, yeah, just say yes to that and compile the match report. I want to keep an eye on our actual sales this time. Make sure there's some good options. Stuttgart have rejected Bayern for Jamie Lewing. Huh. Okay. Well, there's only one player from Bournemouth that I actually want, and that would be Ben Dokes. Ben Dokes would be the only player that I want from them, and I don't really want him. Alex Scott as well, actually. just out of pure spite more than anything else. But yeah. So there's two players I'd want off of them. 109 million. Bastiani at 27 is not worth 109 million. I mean, we can be a dry shite. It's not going to work. Oh, we have a bid in. Never mind. Osmond, same thing. Like, we're not going to get a good enough deal off of them. But I suppose we can try this and see if they're willing to take the poke. There's not a chance they do, by the way. But we're as well see if they take the poke. Now, Valentino At 21. Yeah, he's not worth it unless we sell one of the other books first. You, on the other hand, at 12.5 million would be worth it. Not for our playstyle, but you would just be worth it. Nico, we need to do more scouting, although someone from Austin FC in the MLS is an interesting kettle of fish. Alexio Rubriano. Alexio Rubriano is an okay shout. He's okay, but he's not worth it for the price. Again, they're just over expensive. So the selling of Lissandro was a massive mistake. I thought there was defenders of an okay value around the spot, but there isn't. You can hardly, if you're still here, Benny, you can hardly think of any good MLS defenders to look at that aren't bonkersly old. When did we do that? Okay, anyway. So we've a game versus Barcelona coming up. This is the reason why I'm not too worried about it, because we did sign Joan Godou from Wolves, and he should become good. But it does mean that we're going to be playing someone a bit under the keel in a position that they probably shouldn't be in yet. In that position, because himself and Aiden Heaven will be fighting for that position along with Chris Gibson, who we ended up signing. So we have a couple of youths that should end up coming up as well. It's just nice to have the one person that can take that position. Now, the thing is, we do have Shaw, so we don't need to worry too much about it. Who do we... Again, might not benefit him. Why would I send him off on something that might not benefit him? Again, so long as they don't have that, I'll sell him. It's like the game's trying to piss me off. Okay. Damn, Madrid, you greedy! Damn, you greedy! Damn, Tottenham, you greedy! God, 2 sets of greedy bastards. 3 sets of greedy arseholes. Oh my God. I mean, to be fair to them, like, they're being greedy on the installments. Oh, they just outright said no. Oh, yeah, so they just want the release clause. Okay, fair enough. We might actually come back and consider that. Considering his release clause actually isn't bad for what he's at. We're still scouting him to 100% confirm that he's worth it, but he's probably the poke we go for. Honestly, out of all of them, he's probably the poke we go for. Nico, we probably get Nico. If no one else, we hope that no one else goes in for him. I mean, I'll make the offer for Mickey Van de Ven, but this is just going to be hilarious. The automatic nope we get off of fucking Tottenham. The auto nope we get. Let's do that and see. 90 million. We'll give them 90 million for him and see. You can be annoyed about me not doing it all you bloody want to. They've made this unbelievably unlikely to happen. I wouldn't mind getting you off of Sunderland, if I'm honest, but we don't have place for more strikers. We just don't. Now, interesting to see our under-21s doing okay. Release clause for Lopez. Manual. Okay. SEP. Manuel Lopez. Okay, he's not worth it, so. Aye. The sad thing is, if we done a couple more sales, breaking the bank on Diamande's release clause actually isn't the most terrible suggestion in the world. But we'd be going for Nico. Gabriel Jesus is going to get sold 112 million. They basically want double his value, so no. No, so Tottenham are being cheeky. I think Nico's probably what we go at. We see what Real Madrid do, or we see what Paris Saint-Germain do with the Ilya deal. And depending on how they come back, then we go for Nico. Because there's no one really else to go for. Yeah. Anyways, I have blue balled you for 2 hours and 20 minutes. So we're as well going into an actual match now. So let's build a team to go out against Barca. I'm going to quick pick it first to see what it recommends. We have Onana back as well, which is interesting because we are actually going to try and sell Onana. So if we ask the agent to do that, no, but of course there's nobody looking for him, but we will end up doing that. Willy Kwambala, it's interesting you mentioned Willy Kwambala, and actually it's not a bad choice to look at him, and we will have to do a scout on him because Willy Kwambala is very, very good. Now I don't know if we have a buyback option on him. What? Oh, we do. 25 million for Willie. Oh, that changes things. Oh. Ooh. Oh, recommend away, Senior Duck. We're gonna scout Willie, and depending on how Willie comes back, Willie might be the option. Ashte, you're a genius. It's a shame that FM25 didn't come out because we'd be bringing back Alvaro Fernandez. Although, honestly, might as well scout him. Anyway, who are you recommending, Senior Duck? Let us know. Now. That's a bit gawk. Okay. That name isn't showing up for me, Senior Duck. Maybe I don't have him active in this save. Who's he with? He's the most valued player who's a goalkeeper who can play in an outfield position. Yeah, I don't know who he plays for, but unfortunately, I don't have him active. Although I suppose, considering you mentioned that... Do we go and get the best striker that isn't a striker? Well, we'll add him to the short list because he could... Well, no, he won't be. Okay, well, we're not going to go and get the best striker that isn't a striker. Okay, so... Coops. Yeah, so Coops will play. See, this is where we're lucky because we've signed a couple of really young, really good potential defenders. Oh, Euro's on international duty. How many of these did I add that are on international duty? No one else. Okay, Grant. Well, have they just not joined us yet? Oh, no, we sent them back on loan as part of the initial deal. Yeah, no, that makes sense. Interesting. And we are going to put in this squad for a second. Hardy's on international duty. Saxton's on international duty. Koulibaly isn't. So Koulibaly will put on the bench for this game. We'll swap you with Mount. Rasmus, unfortunately, your time's probably numbered with us. But we'll see, which is really annoying because I really wanted Rasmus to do well. Gibson. Oh no, Gibson definitely needs to be on the bench. Gibson is one of the people we have to give time to. Gibson is probably one of the best. Gibson's probably one of the best intakes I've ever seen. I've ever gotten out of the game, if I'm honest. You need to go on loan. So available for loan. Offer out. Loan. 100% important offer. Okay, cool. Nope. Okay, is there anything else we need? Anyone else that we outright need to put into the squad? Nope. Okay, so Evan Ferguson up front with Bruno and Matthias Cunha, Ahmad and Rashford, Stellar and Ugarte, Delict, Shaw, Coops, and Simons. Okay. So again, I have managed to blue ball you for 2.5 hours. Yeah. We got Dennis. We got him for 14 million quid. 15 million quid. So he is our secondary goalkeeper, admittedly. Like Lemens is still going to be better than him. And we have Hardy down here, who we want to give as much time as we can as well, because Hardy looks like a genuine fucking poke. But he's basically we're going to end up selling Belinder, get rid of Hines, get rid of the others, get rid of Onana, and we'll see what ends up happening. But for now, we'll start with the squad versus Barcelona, and we'll see how we do. Yeah, the being 30 for Denzel Dumfries is unfortunately a bit of a negative towards him. But let's get into this game, and we'll see how things end up going. Porto signing Gabriel Jesus from Arsenal, giving Arsenal much needed funds. Yeah. Well, that's loading. It's taking an arm and a leg for it to load, though, which is really annoying. Okay. They have Hector Fort in, who actually mightn't be a shout to look at. Remind me to look at Hector Fort after this game. They have Fernan in, 23 years of age. He normally gets sold. Fernan Torres, who I'm shocked is still with them. Mark Guerrero, interesting. And Yoff Tourette's. Jules Koundé isn't in. 27. God, Jules Koundé's so old. Crikey. Balde, yeah, if you could get him, would be a shout. Gavi would be unbelievable if you could get him. Like, Gavi's just chef's kiss good. Danny Olmo, 28, and then Rafinha, 30. 29. Okay? It's still a very strong Barcelona side. They're probably going to wallop us 10 shades to crap. But let's see how we do. Into the fray we go. Give everyone a shout. There's nothing I can say here that's going to make them happy, but we'll go give the fans their money worth. Of course, didn't. No bother. Thanks for giving the shout out to Raz the Bear, Senior Duck. Fantastic streamer in of itself. Do give him a follow if you can do, my friends. I haven't done much with the ladies' game yet either, my friend. It's something I need to do in the near future. Oh, so that's why that ended up coming true. Beautiful. Raz, my friend, how did the stream end up going? Was it a good bit of crack? What were you doing with it? We're 2.5 hours into our stream and getting our first game now, our first pre-season game. We've been doing administrative crap before this, trying to come up with the best deals, whether or not we ended up doing. Oh, there's nothing wrong with Duck giving out a nice old shout out to a fine gentleman. Anyways, your streams are a good bit of crack. It's just unfortunate that timing hasn't hit for me to be able to see them properly. But it's a pleasure to have you in. I hope they ended up going fantastic, my friend. Are you doing well in your network save across the Scottish Highlands? Yeah, started our Pompeii women save, which was nice, but it's going to be a challenge. So what's the ultimate goal from it? Is it just to get the top championship with them? Is it to just improve things with? What's the ultimate goal? What a goal by Bruno, by the way. Rashford is a marked improvement on that left-hand side, which I know in theory you should end up considering to sell him, but he's just too good to consider to do it yet. 1 win, 1 loss, 1 draw, and we were 1/19th favourite to go down. To take them to the WSL and win it, and try to win the Champions League. That's my main save. Happy out! Hey, everything can end up mattering. At the end of the day, you could end up getting exactly what you want off of that. A bad start means nothing. It's how you finish that counts. It's the end that is paramount. We ended up getting a transfer we definitely didn't expect it in terms of everything that's going on with us. We have Evan Ferguson up front there. We ended up getting him for 35 million quid, an absolute steal. Finally having an Irish person back into the United squad. Hopefully he'll end up performing somewhat well, so we have an actual good squad coming around. Last season, we ended up getting 4th, so we're seeing how we end up doing now. Yeah, I also quite interested to see how the women's game turns out. That's a cracking signing, to be honest. It really is. It's the best signing we probably could have ended up getting. That ended up coming down there. Just randomly shocked because Roma ended up putting in a bid for 35 million quid for him. And Brighton just turned around and says, you know what, we just accept your one as well. I'm shocked they did it, but they did it. And he joined us as opposed to Roma. What a goal by Pau. Pau Cabrasi is a phenomenal defender. Phenomenal defender. He's worth 100 million quid. If you can get him for a good price, he's a poke to go for. There's no chance we can get him for a good price, though. But we might have a gawk and see what Barcelona ended up asking for. We tried to get Luka from Tottenham, and Tottenham asked for double his value. So, but we'll see what ends up happening there later on. We're performing very bad versus Barcelona, by the way. I know we were 1-0 up in the whole lot, but we need to be doing better. I will try to sign him for the women. I mean, the game is bugged, so potential for that. There was a bug that was happening at one point in time that the women were appearing in the team of the year for club and country if their overall average percentages were better than others in the team. So if your best defender from the women's team was at least 1.5 times better than that of the defender of the male team, they'd end up replacing them in the team of the year, which is very funny. Okay. So we're making a load of substitutions here, so let's see what ends up happening. Onana, you're getting back onto the pitch, my poor friend. Dogu for Rashford. We're going to change our forward line a bit for this now. It's an interesting kettle of fish, so it actually works phenomenally well with each other. The experimentation of them going back out onto the wings is interesting, but in general, it tends to work well. Barcelona, we don't have our normal team, so, you know, there is that. But Barcelona have been controlling it a bit more than we'd like. But we'll try, we're going to continue to see what ends up working here. We want Obi on, so we want Obi there for Ferguson and Vic and Rasmus, then for Matthias. Yeah, shit. Crap. We'll do that anyway. Well. This is what I am running at the moment. Oh crap, sorry, Raz. I have links booked off, but for you, since you have streamed in a couple of times, I'll VIP you. So go on ahead. You can end up sharing that again, my friend. I will eventually end up taking off the links because people on Twitch know now just not to be sending crap links over chat. So at some point in time, I'll activate it that I allow links again. I just keep forgetting to do it. Yeah, that's not a bad formation now, to be honest. Fairly typical one there. My experimentation with the strikers is interesting now. It's the main experimentation that I've been doing. Wow, Bruno. Okay. Well, Bruno's coming off anyway. So, Gibbs for Ugarte. So Wadi for Bruno. I think this is where he plays, yeah. I can. I play without a goalkeeper. I don't think so. No, it doesn't let you. No, it doesn't let you, unfortunately. I mean, I'm not shocked that this stopped that, to be honest. I know it would be fun if they let you do that, but I'm not shocked that they stopped that. Yeah, I'm going to be massively experimentational here, and I really shouldn't do it. Can you put a second goalkeeper next to them? Let's have a check, actually. No. No, you can't. I must admit, what I find funny is so much hate for this new formation setup, but I actually think it's the making around. So it's not, Raz, it's not the formation setup. That's the problem with this page. This idea, the formation setup that they're doing, is a beautiful idea. It has a nice connectivity to it. It gives you a good idea of what's going on here. Now, it doesn't help that to get the maximum amount of information out of this page, you have to use a companion app. That doesn't help. But the problem with this page is how cumbersome and buggy it is to use. Like, here's the thing here. I don't know what any of the positions these players are. So I need to know my players off the top of my head to know what they are. The fact that I can't view over them, there isn't that icon there so that I can view where they are, is annoying. The fact that it's not showing all of the players when it's saying to show all of the players is annoying. The fact that in the player selection, the filter button is put out is annoying. The fact that my loaned players are still fucked off here is annoying. There's just tons of annoying elements on this page that need to be fixed. More so than this page being a problem. This is an incredibly good addition. But as multiple people have turned around and said, the majority of FM26 is this. The majority of FM26 is, do I have any player here? Yeah, the majority of FM26 is this. It's a 1-star, it's a 1-star game with a 5-star potential. Now, my big problem with this game, and I'm probably the only person saying this, I have a wee bit of a background in game development. I'm a software developer, as things end up saying as well. My big problem with this game is a text simulator. FM has always been a text simulator. Everything that we do here is database management with a fancy UI. Now, the problem with that is this is the exact same database from FM24. Okay? UI design does not take long. If you hired someone to make a new UI for this game now, and you turned around and told them to end up doing it within a month, and they came back to you with this within a month, you'd fire them. That's a month. They've been at this for 3 years. 3 years. You can turn around and say 2, but this game started development before 24 was released. So this has been 3 years. Which means, what have they been spending 3 years on? Because it certainly ain't this fucking UI. So if it ain't this UI, did they spend 3 years on that match engine? Because if they spent 3 years on that match engine, I'm sorry, they equally deserve to get fired. So that's my problem with this game, because it's the carcass of FM24, and there's nothing wrong with that. But UI design does not take that long. The fastest thing in games development is graphics. It's also the longest thing in games development. It's the reason why there'll be people within, if they hadn't made it so cumbersome to actually skin it, it's the reason why there'll be people who within a week of this game being released, if they didn't make it so cumbersome, would have skins for it. You know? Now I'm preaching to the low choir because you already know this, but you know. You might as well preach when you can preach. Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, but keep Shaw on, so. Yeah, I agree. Who knows? And we probably never find out. I just hope they fix everything and make the game what it should be. They won't. They won't. Come on, save set up already. Although it would be interesting to see if Miles survives everything. To be honest, he both will and he won't. Miles will retire. I'd be shocked if he didn't. Miles will retire before all of this is finished. I'd be shocked if he didn't, because he can't survive this. As a games director, the fact that this game has been released with so many bugs is a joke. Like, whatever about the game in of itself, I'm going to potentially show you some bugs now in a second as well. So I'm going to pause her here. Here's the thing for you as well. There's a chance, I quote this, there's a chance this could crash the game, by the way. I'm going to save your ass and go to bed. It's been a long day. No bother, Senior Duckett. It's been an absolute pleasure talking to you. Until the next time, I'll be on again tomorrow. But until then, my friend, make sure the crack is 90. Remember, I've been stupid, sexy crack. And of course, poke my home, my friend. This might crash the game, but just as a bit of an interest to you, I'm the type of person who would do this crap. In the old FM and FM24, if I wanted to view someone, you could end up going back and viewing them afterwards, but you can't do that now. But if you want to view someone now, you can go and click on Jaden here. Click on Jaden again. That ends up bringing up this. That's fine. Click on United. Brings up this. Here's the problem. Okay. I brought up this. How do I get out of this? And this is me because I wanted to see information about United. I wanted to end up searching. How do I get out of this? I can bring up an extra page. I can look at my previous offers here. If I wanted to find out stuff about sporting, I can end up eventually finding the information that I wanted to before. So if someone turned around now and said, look for this particular player, if I know where they are, I can eventually end up finding them. I can go to someone here, Homland. Homland is from Sweden. I can end up clicking on Homland here, which will bring up Homland's information. Go to sporting. That's fine. Click in here. Look for Homland again. Click on Homland now. So there are ways of ending up getting to where you want to go. It's just awkward. Like, you can check around like that. So how do I get out of this? I can click Portugal there, bring you up to the worldwide here, go worldwide. You can end up looking around all that type of stuff. That's fine. But how do I get out of this? You can't get out of this. So what you need to do is you need to go tactics and then come back. There should be an X. Should be an X up here, but there isn't. And what's funny is if I press continue, it continues. That's the type of UI checks that need to be done in place. That's the showcase of the testing not being done properly here. Stupid crap like this. Now, you put this in place because you didn't want people to come out of the match engine, and that's fine, because you didn't want to put extra pressure on the match engine. But as a result, you need to be checking this crap. You know, the bug of if you get a red card, I can't unfortunately choose to get a red card here. The bug for if you have a red card is still in the game. If you get a red card in this game, like where he hasn't a red card, but just as a showcase, like where number 2 is there, the person will still be on the sidelines there because they were too lazy to take the number off of the boundary and just left it in the boundary, but the boundary is still in play. You know? That's not acceptable. Again, I'm preaching to the choir, but you know? The wastage of space is another thing as well. Like here, the match facts is nice. Being able to see the match facts, being able to see the match momentum, being able to see the XG graph, even though the XG graph doesn't have numbers, so you don't know what the fuck this XG means, but never mind that. The scary thing is the numbers of players have pretty much maintained. I mean, it's the same database. Like, there's no change to the database. That's what's annoying about it more than anything else. Like, it's the same database. Like, I'd be shocked if someone opened up the database and there was any... By the way, Onana. God damn it, Onana. I know it's Robert Lewandowski, but Christ, Onana. If you weren't getting sold before... Like, Onana. Oh. And like, say what you want to about the prettiness of this match engine. It's a fine match engine. But it's a fine match engine. It's not a 2025 match engine. Like, this match engine is not good enough for 2025. And I'll argue with anyone about that. Go on. How wonderful that we've made a load of substitutes and all of the substitutes have been crap. We're losing this game, but there's not really much I can do about it. It's a friendly too, so it doesn't matter, but still. I was hoping we'd be better. Okay, I mean, a 2-1 loss isn't a bad out result on this. It's always the debate, isn't it? Do you want EAFC style graphics for the game, which you only manage? I've always been yes, because short would be great to create. I mean, the thing is, like, as you can see here, the game is chugging along now because it's not able to hold the graphics that it's looking for. And I understand why. The FIFA games have been crap since 2020. Have been crap for 5 to 10 years. People are abandoning it en masse. So you're trying to grab the people that are running away from the game. That's 100% sound. I understand the principle of why you've ended up doing that. So you've simplified here in order to try and grab the people from FIFA. But you don't release a competent game because the FM fans are not picky. There are people out there who are happy if you end up having a 2D top-down perspective version of the match engine. They don't need the match engine. I don't need the match engine. The match engine is just nice to look at and to see crap like Onana shit in his bed with a 6.8 because that's horse manure. Like, that's nice to end up seeing, but I don't need it. I would prefer this page be good, where I'm able to see my fucking XG. You know? The fact that I can't see my XG annoys me more than anything else. But you do want to try and grab the new people, so it's understandable, and there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that move towards this particular graphical display. Where, Benny? No, I know it's there. You know what I mean? I'd like to see the graph. Like, I know it's there, but you know what I mean too, and I'm saying to be able to see the XG, to see where we've ended up doing, to have that extra bit of information. Like, also the match stats being this small buffer there and having this large chunk of white space. Like, That's a UI faux pas. That's a faux pas down there. This should be at least down to here. At least down to here. But again, that's an entirely different conversation. But this is just ranting and whinging. Again, and like there's other problems that end up annoying me more than this. Like, you went to the effort of ended up getting the real life jerseys for United, and then were too lazy to put in the fucking goalkeeper jersey. If you've bothered, if you notice that one, they didn't bother putting in the actual official goalkeeper jerseys for any of the clubs that end up having the official licensing. They're all generic goalkeepers. You know, it's just crap like that. It's little inconsistency. I'm going to show you this one, Raz, because it's a prime example of what I end up meaning. You ended up selling the in-game editor for £9.99 for £9. Okay. And I'm going to save this one last time because there's no ifs, ands, or buts. This is going to crash the game. Okay? There's no ifs, ands, or buts. This is going to crash the game. It crashes every time we do it. So this is going to crash the game. I don't care that it's going to crash the game. I'll sum back up the game, but I'll just show you. It's going to crash the game. So I want to move Emmanuel Ugarte. Okay? I'm going to move Emmanuel Ugarte to another club. Name a club, Raz. Doesn't matter which one. Name a club. Yeah, okay. Portsmouth. Or Portsmouth. Okay, Portsmouth there. So Manuel Legat, there we go. It's already crashed before I did it. I just clicked on Portsmouth. A serious error has occurred. The application will now close. An error report will be updated or uploaded to the developer for analysis. Please accept our apologies. And then... Oh, it's even taking long to crash. There we go. You released the fucker. You let people pay for the fucker. That's one of the simplest things people are going to do on the in-game editor. Like... I know I'm being a whinger, but, like, you know. Like, that's just a joke. Like, that is just being a whinger, but that's just a joke. Like, that's not incompetence. That's not incompetence. That's neglect. It's one of the fundamental points you're going to do. In fact, it's the first option of a player that's on your team. You know, like... But, you know, there's also no need to be whinging about it. No, I think it's good to express their emotions. I mean, I am maybe getting it's not as bad, maybe not as bad, but cyberpunk vibes. Do you want to know funny, Rads? I think it's worse than cyberpunk. I think it's worse than cyberpunk because the stuff that was broke in cyberpunk, could be broke because it was bounding collisions, it was bad texture assets, it was bad environmental elements that could cause glitches, it was collision detection, it was all of this 3D elements that can actually cause issues to occur. Okay? The main reason why this pisses me off is that bug in particular, that bug is a bug off of a function that has been working for the past 9 football managers. So it's not a matter of it's something that they've added that's new, that broke, like Cyberpunk. Yeah, I know it's fundamental points of creation that obviously you're adding into a new game, it's something brand new, but it's not like it's going from Cyberpunk 1 to Cyberpunk 2 and breaking something that was working in Cyberpunk 1. They broke the in-game editor. That's the exact same editor that has been in games for for the past 10 years. Yeah, thank you for that, my friend. I need to check Hector. Yeah. It doesn't shock me that you can buy the editor. I'm sure you can buy the editor for all of them. 100 million, you dear bastards. Like here's another bug for you, Raz. It doesn't let you check the positions that you want to. Anyway, no bother, my friend. Thank you so much for the raid. I'm going to try and catch you into one of your streams in the near future if I can, my friend. It's a pleasure having you in. Genuinely an honor to have you come in and send your audience over my direction. I hope they enjoyed my diabolical rant, but it was a pleasure talking to you, my friend. Have a fantastic night. Get your sleep up and have a great day at work the next day. As always, just remember, slán go fóill, make sure your Craic is 90, and pogue me home, my friend. Okay. Yeah, that's what I figured. I'd love Hector, but 100 million, not worth it. So for now, ooh. So the Ilya deal is accepted for the 60 million. 200,000. So now we need to compare Ilya off of Nico. Nico is blue. What? We have Nico searched. Why isn't he? Ay, ay, ay. It looks like Ilya is the better player. Other than pace, it looks like Ilya is the better player. So we go for Ilya. Only problem with Ilya is he's asking for a bonkers wage. That's literally the only problem with Ilya. Now, at the same point in time, Nico... doesn't say how much he wants because we've already checked. I mean, let's chat around. Okay, we want to try and make it regular starter if we can. Good. And, ooh! Okay, he's made that lower than I expected. Actually, he hasn't. He's made that actually bonkersly high. He's going to go for 300,000, isn't he? Can we get you down to 325? Come on, be nice to me. Be nice to me. 40? That's still bonkersly high, but let's look at Nico again. We haven't confirmed it yet. We just have the option there. Let's look at Nico again. Yeah, so Nico's probably just better. So we're going to put in the offer for Nico as well. Screw it. So let's see which one of the two of them we go for. I know Nico is 3 years more expensive, or 3 years older. Of course, he's 230. Same bloody cost. Oh, you cheeky bastard. He's going to immediately turn around and cancel all negotiations, isn't he? 275. Yeah. He's not worth 300,000. He's not worth 300,000. That's the problem. This is where finances become a bit of a pain in the arse. Enter, my friend. What's a crack-a-lacking with you? How has the stream been going for you? Have you won your games today? Has it all been going good? Has it all been going grand for you? Of course they are. Of course they are. Alba. Yeah, but going over to Saudi, there'd be no choice. I'm not doing too bad. I'm enjoying the crack. Just relaxing now at the moment with a nice L stream. Pre the second season. So we're in the transfer market at the moment, so it's all going well. Thank you so much for doing that for me, Duck. You are a gent and a scholar. Please, anyone that hasn't, give Enter an owl follow. Genuinely one of the good ones. Fantastic streamer. Does EAFC is currently building up Edge Fitness and one other one as well. Does a wee bit of Football Manager in his own time as well. If we can end up getting the online in this game to work, we might end up doing the streamer save again. But genuinely one of the good lads. Give him a follow if you can, my friends. I'm doing well. It's been a good old day now. Focusing on just seeing how things are, proving away. Went to the gym, as I mentioned to you. Cardio, which I need to do an awful lot more of because I am a bit of a fat bastard. But in general, I'm enjoying life. Yeah. That's what I'm at the moment, anyways. Who knows? Maybe I'll find a proper plan. He's not likely to improve, so we'll ignore Allison. We need to wait for the scout before we end up doing... Ooh. Okay. And they're getting a nice Japanese signing from themselves, Real Madrid. I have no problem selling Casemiro. I'm just not willing to give you his bloody contract value. Pretty much on a treadmill, yeah. Moonwalk on a treadmill is pretty much what was happening there. Just moving up and down backwards on it. But how have you been doing, my friend? How did the stream end up going? Was it all good? Did you win the games that you ended up going into? How have you been finding FM26 since you started playing it? What? Weird. Genuinely weird. Genuinely weird. But whatever. I don't actually care about the value of the contract itself. Just if he'd end up getting good. Actually, the Wrexham one I should end up saying no to. Anyway. can you show me how you did it? Demonstrate by walking backwards towards the door. So I'd be walking like this on the treadmill, and then every minute I just, and then, walking, basically. And just swap and swap and swap and swap and swap. Effectively. I'll take an image of it one of the days when I go in early, and I'll end up letting you know. Sexy, my friend, what's a crack-a-lacking with you? Is it all going good? Is it all going grand? Is it all going delicious? Pleasure for you to end up coming in. What's a crack-a-lacking with you? Don't you know, Enter? He ended up robbing his dance moves from me. Really? 31 million for him. We have to put the same bid in. Ask as many questions as you want to. I'm quite scrumptious. Well, it's a pleasure to have you. As always, I'm the stupid, sexy Craic, so having the scrumptious people here is beautiful. I mean, I always call you sexy, senior duck. That's why I say, what's going on? Is it all going scrumptious? Is it all going dandy? Is it all going good? I feel offended by the fact that you don't end up recognizing my ploys of goodness towards you. In Ireland, does everyone who runs on a treadmill break into Irish? Duck, there is only one valid response. One valid response for that particular inquiry.
Off is the direction you can fuck.
What was your weird occurrence, sexy, if you don't mind me asking? Irish dancing on a treadmill. I was in the chat of a random American playing FM, also with Manchester United, and so he asked what my favorite team. He asked my favorite team as you do. Yep. Did you end up saying Spurs to him just to end up joking as well? Funnily enough, when you end up talking about Irish dancing, Kurt, it is, not Kurt, Enter, it is actually a phenomenal way to end up keeping fit, So I've never ended up doing it myself, but multiple people in the family ended up doing it. I unfortunately had the horrible distinction of having two left feet. So I wasn't able to do it, unfortunately. And when I told him Rottingham, another chatter from the same small English town as me, was in the chat. Small world, isn't it? Sexy when that ends up being the case. Even lived in a similar area to me, which is quite crazy. Yeah, it'll be even crazier if you need to be careful, because he could end up going looking for you. If he knows where you are. What? Okay, whatever. Anyways, Ross Barkley, Leandro Spinarda, Marcos Alonso. Glad he's gone. Matty Hamshaw slightly better. No, because you won't play him. So do that and I'll accept it. Good. To be frank, there's an FM streamer who lives in my town. Was quite shocked when I found that out. Yeah, well, the world is small. How big of an FM streamer are they? You should end up joining their streams every now and again, Duck. Oh, I know, they'd have hundreds and hundreds of houses to check. From what I'm told, it would be extremely difficult to find. I mean, that's the way about it. That's the reason why, even though I doubt anyone would end up finding me, I do try to be a wee bit vague about where I live and all that type of stuff, just in case anyone was to try and end up finding me. Oh, did they sign him? Yep. God damn it. What a waste. Yeah. Trincao is gone to Saudi. My baby boy is in Saudi. Well, I wasn't able to get him. What could you do? Yeah. You're always safer than sorry saying as little as possible now, to be honest. Yeah, David Alba has signed for another Saudi club and has gotten 21k. I figured he'd get a lot more money than that now. And McCoy has gone off to Reading. Not too bad. So if we're able to, we're going to sign Ilya. Otherwise, we might have to break the bank and give the 300,000 to Nico. Which, although Nico is the better signing, we don't want to give 300,000 if we can help it. Although it's looking like he's signing for us. So. Enric, Pablo, and Tells. God, you're antsy for it, aren't you, Duck? You really want that week. On FM24, he always took their free kicks and corners. Apparently, Ivan Tonin may be returning to the Premier League. I mean, it wouldn't be a bad old shout for him to do so, Sexy. But who would he end up signing for? Because it's a matter of the salary and the whole lot. I mean, he wouldn't be a bad shout for us, for United, especially if we have injuries coming into place, like we do, because supposedly we can't, even if we wanted to, recall Rasmus. From Napoli. So we'll see what ends up happening there. But it's interesting, the whole kettle of fish that's happening there. I am all gamed out tonight, bro. So going to go watch this Amazon show I'm into at the minute and fall asleep. No bother, my friend, to enter. Pleasure talking to you. I'll be talking to you in the near future anyway. Enjoy your Amazon show. Let us know what it is before you go if you can, because I might have been watching it myself. But have a fantastic sleep if we don't end up talking in the near future. You're a gent, a scholar, and a good man. So have a good bit of crack, my friend. Interesting, yeah. It's great to see. I hate when players in their prime go to Saudi. I don't mind it too much. I mean, get your money while you can get your money, and if he's on a mountain of money, fair play to him for going there and getting what he needs to end up getting. That's my viewpoint on it. I can understand it as well, but like at the end of the day, just get your money. But if he ends up coming back, he'll end up doing well. There's a lack of strikers in the Premier League at the moment. Considering Wizza is still injured, Newcastle could probably use him. Even though, what's his name? Wurtzemer that's doing well. Always a pleasure, as always. Terminal List. Actually, it's a very good show. I've watched a bit of it. I need to finish it now myself. I've watched a bit of it. Tony went to Forest. They may score goals they need. Wood is getting too old now. You're damn right on that one. But I heard a rumor that they might be looking at Moise Kean, which would be an interesting choice as well. Forest, I don't want Forest to do well, but I really do, because I really, 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 really like Deitch. And I think Deitch will end up doing a good job with them. But we'll see what ends up happening. Anyway, have a good one, Enter. Have a great old night, my friend. We'll chat you in the near future. Assad would be unbelievable. We don't need him, though. We have Julian, and we have Patrick, and we have Rashford. We don't need him. But rumors say that Brentford is one of the main destinations for him. That would be incredibly interesting if he went to Brentford. You'd be thinking he wouldn't be going for monetary reasons then if he went for Brentford. That's genuinely interesting if Brentford would be the end up going there. $60 and $40. Try that. Wharton would be useful if we could get him for an okay price, but 136 million is not an okay price. Balde, it's too expensive. I think everybody would prefer him to be back in the Prem. Yeah. It's one of those weird situations of when they end up leaving. Like, what age is he now? Ivan Toney is what, 29? Yeah, 29. So, like, he's getting old for his own case. And, like, the big thing with Ivan was before he ended up going, he had the betting scandal. It was him that had it, didn't he? Yeah. Like, he had the betting scandal, so it would be, you know, it would be a touchy prospect of bringing him back. Like, obviously, Brentford had him before, so Brentford might have a buyback clause and the whole lot in the contract with him. But he's a good player, but are you potentially shooting yourself in the foot by bringing him back? It's hard to know. It's just an interesting situation, and you don't really know the best ways about it. Yeah, there's that as well. Having a bad attitude really doesn't help his case. We need to... Why did that go up to 82? Did they sign a new contract with him? Okay, weird that. Money first attitude is always bad for a player. I mean, I don't know. At the end of the day, you have a bonkersly short career. You're going to get screwed if you're not careful on it anyways. So it's one of those cases of you have to be careful when it comes down to it, and if you can get the money, do take the money. I don't blame anyone in those type of careers where they're so short for taking the money. I think you're almost always better for going for the money. Myself, I'm a bit more of. Probably a bit more like, what's the word I'm looking for? A bit more mean when it ends up coming down to it. I cynical is the word I'm looking for. I'm a bit more cynical, admittedly, but I think you have such a short career. Go for the money if you can get the money, you know. So, and yeah, there is that. An awful lot of the Oh, okay. An awful lot of the coming back and the performances being worse tends to be the unfortunate fact that the places they've gone to are slower, and as a result of which, not as good. Like, the Saudi League isn't as good as the Premier League, and there's an awful lot of pressure in the Premier League as well. But it also has a lot to do with the fact that the teams you've the potential coming back to aren't as good either, you know, which doesn't help the situation at all for anyone involved either. But if you can balance it, it's great. Like at the end of the day, it's interesting the situations can end up having. You can have the likes of a like, I know he didn't go to Saudi, but a Granit Xhaka who can leave the Premier League and come back into the Premier League and do exactly what he needs to do within the team that he's in. And it works wonders when that ends up working, you know? If it doesn't work, it doesn't work, which is annoying, but it works wonders when it does work. I think if Jordan Henderson ended up picking one of the lower down teams now, it would end up working as well. It's a problem of where you want to position the player. Will Ivan Toney be the Ivan Toney we've seen before? Incredibly unlikely. Incredibly unlikely that he'll be the Ivan Toney that we've seen before. That he'd be the potential destroyer of Premier League sides. That he'd be up there competing with Haaland. Very unlikely that would end up happening. Would he still come true and be particularly good? He could do. But there's also a distinct lack of strikers, so maybe that would end up helping as well. It's hard to know at the end of the day. I think the Ronaldo one is a very interesting kettle of fish. Obviously, I'm a United fan. So what I'm about to say might be clouded in incredible amounts of bias. And I'll hold my hand up saying it could be clouded in an incredible amount of bias. But I think when Ronaldo returned back to United, he was at the top of his game and he was at the top of the league. I think when he was there, scoring 18 goals in the Manchester United squad that he was playing with, especially that hat-trick that he scored against Spurs, showcases you everything you needed to know. We tried everything we could to kneecap the poor bastard when he was with us. And whatever you think about his actions, like the interview alone meant he needed to be taken out to the back of the hills and shot. If he didn't do the Piers Morgan interview, I honest to God think if he didn't do the Piers Morgan interview and continued to complain in the background, Ten Hag would have gotten sacked within a month. Honestly, if he didn't do that. I think him doing that interview screwed himself anyways, but that's the situation there. They played against at the top level, scoring winning trophies and to a retirement league. It's when it went. I mean, yeah, but it's interesting too because there are good performances over in Saudi. There are people over there that are performing well, and the only way to grow a league is to build a league. Like, we can joke all we want to about the Major League Soccer, the Miles Lewis Skelly League. But like the more people they end up getting in there, the better it's going to end up being. China tried the same thing as well. They just couldn't get the people over there. If you get enough people over there, eventually the quality will improve because the people that are playing there will get better and all that'll end up doing. So you know yourself, it could improve. It's just, it'll take another 20 years before it ends up improving enough for it not to be considered the retirement league as you're describing it. And you're right to describe it as you're describing it. In reference to his squad, yeah, it was still a poor season, but by his standards, he performed well in the position. Yeah, that's my opinion on it anyway. Yeah, we'll see what ends up happening because as we said before, like everything depends on differences in the whole lot, you know. And take your money while you can. It's just my viewpoint on it. That's why I don't hold anyone too accountable for anything they end up doing. Really? That's what I get for screwing it. What I get for screwing it. Ironically, that might be worth it. If he succeeds. He should succeed, though, shouldn't he? No, don't fool yourself into that, Craic. Don't fool yourself into that. That's not worth it. Because they go eventually, and the infrastructure is what's needed to make a league strong. Yeah, but that's the thing about it too. If even a single Saudi talent is born due to that, it was worth it for them to end up doing it. Genuinely. So yeah, you know yourself. It's all an interesting kettle of fish. Anyway, my friends, I know we only got one match down. I know we were doing a load of administrative stuff in the background here. I will continue on until we get to this friendly game versus Ajax off stream. And then the next time I end up coming on, we'll end up doing the Ajax game. But unfortunately, it's gone to midnight. I have work in the morning and I need to end up going. So I'll finish Sexy's point here, and then I'll do my goodbye ritual, and we'll see how things are going. People won't view it as great players going to a growing league that's improving the quality because they have the perception that it's a retirement league. So, well, the problem is it's because everyone ends up going so old. But at the same point in time, you're right. It's just that people won't end up viewing it that way. Congratulations on getting your week, Duck, you insane fecker. And thank you so much for the follow, Sexy. Please come in again and have the chat with us. If you want to, the Discord link is up there. That'll let you know when I'm going live as well. It's a pleasure to have you in. It's always a pleasure to have people coming in. For anyone that ended up coming in, talking and chatting and just enjoying the crack, it was a pleasure having you. I will be live again tomorrow. At this current moment in time. That might change, but at the moment, that's the current plan. So we'll leave it there, and I will end up chatting y'all later. We'll look for a raid for the people on Twitch, but for everyone else, thank you so much for coming in. It has been an absolute pleasure. I have been Stupid Sexy Crack. Make sure your crack is 90, and as always, Schlangafol and Pog Mahone. For those of you on